Hello everyone, welcome to Esoteric Ebb. We are continuing our journey. Last episode we've talked with the angel, we've talked with the bard, we've tried flirting with the angel, didn't go well. Let's not talk about it too much. Now we are still at the beginning of this day, and we can investigate all kinds of things, like for example, whatever is happening down there. I would love to go there and see if we can talk about something with those people. This is the mill. We were here yesterday at evening. It wasn't too productive at that time, perhaps, but still, let's see if we can get some information here. There is this helmet. We cannot grab it, sadly, but we can talk with this person. Maybe they will sell the helmet to us. Let's see. I'm gonna behold. We have now the proficiency, I think. It will be easier to behold stuff. Maybe not so much. Behold at DC7, eh? Okay, Halfling Stormblood, skilled merchant, businesswoman, Halfling entrepreneur man. You could learn a shit ton from someone like her. Okay, let's talk. We probably are also gonna talk about those golden fields stuff, the Halflings' lands that are supposedly torn by some kind of political issues. We'll see. Oyugui, Kargameshian vendor. Beneath the shadow of a gnarly statue is a girl wrapped in colorful garments. She's wearing some sort of hat with an attached veil covering her face. On the ground around her, upon a fancy rag, you see an assortment of strange trinkets. Some of them have quite potent esoteric auras. She tries to say something but is clearly unable due to her heavy layers of insulation. Motion for her to speak up. She lifts up a small arm from underneath the layers, ripping the hat mask from her face. I said, gods, it's so cold here. You see how her skin has a faint blue tint. That, along with her small figure, makes it obvious to you she's a halfling. One of Stormblood descent, originating from the Windcrack Mountains. A mountain range in eastern Kargamesh that holds an esoterically hollow cavernous biome. Famously esoterically hollow? Does that mean there is no magic there? Like at all? Interesting. Famous for its harsh winds and the surprisingly flat step at the bottom near and around the gravity flip. And the gravity flip is powerful esoteric effect, keeping a perfect gravity balance between the coast and the undercoast. Also used as the name for the specific layer in which the gravity flip occurs, which is around 3 to 5 miles beneath sea level on both sides. Interesting. Oh cool, you're an elemental! No, really. You carry that thing around? We're gonna ask about the statue immediately. Would that impress you? She taps the statue behind her with an evil grin. Let me introduce us formally. This here behind me is my guardian, Cruel Wing. Winged cruelty? Flying evil? Something like that. I call him Filur. A gargoyle. Earth elemental, terribly powerful. You've got a gargoyle bodyguard. Yes, fancy, isn't it? As for me, I'm Oyugui, the traveling wind. She who brings that which tingles around the coast, from band to band. Her voice carries in a wonderfully exotic tonal melody. My services are available to you if you have the coin. I have coin. Wonderful to hear. Though I'm still getting used to this, what do you call it here? Crown. Yes. Give me your crown, and you shall have great treasures. No dungeoneering required. She speaks strangely, somewhat. It's like she knows the language perfectly, but the way she talks is off. Oh, of course, she's under the effect of tongues. A 3rd level divination spell. It grants a target the ability to understand all languages and for the target's speech to be understandable by any sentient listener. What do you say, warrior? Warrior? She just called us warrior. That's an insult. We're obviously a cleric. Bard. At this point, we're bard. Make my time worth it here in the cold. Why do you call me warrior? That is what you are, is it not? Might be bad translation. Do you prefer Dreamweaver? Or perhaps Holy Boy? I wanna be a Holy Boy. No, it's way too wrong on my end. I will stick with Warrior. Oh, I wanna be a Holy Boy. Can I be a Holy Boy? Shit, I cannot be a Holy Boy. I'm gonna become a Holy Boy at one point. Right after I'll be the best bard in this world, I'll become a Holy Boy then. Holy Bard. Holy Bard is also a good idea. I'm gonna be a Holy Bard. So, let's first start with shopping, then we're gonna talk about the rest of the stuff, because I kinda feel like through talking we can probably make the shopping a little bit more difficult. Great. What can I interest you in? For example, she pulls out a yellowed scroll from her chest. This here is a scroll of comprehend languages. Handy if you need to decipher some ancient text or speak with a foreigner. Interesting. Do we have comprehend languages? No. How much would she take for it? Oh, she has all kinds of things here. Dream patch. I don't need that, I think. Give me that pair of bone dust canisters. Give me that helmet. 300 crowns. That's a little bit too much. I'll take that empty Ifriti bottle, please. Well, I want to get that scroll of comprehend languages. How much money do I have? Wait, where do I can't even check it right now. Anyway, I'm gonna take that scroll. I'm gonna haggle. Oh, it was already haggled down. I thought that we have to roll for it. That's why I was so surprised. Okay, that's great then. We have a scroll of comprehend languages. So that's, I would assume so, at such a great price. I apologize if the handwriting is a bit rough. I got it from a gnomish gentleman in Vurgenia, pixie-dusting fiend of a man. Okay, I cannot get anything else. I don't have that much money, sadly. That's all for now. So, do you have a license to sell wares here? Yes, got it approved this forenoon. Not the best bureaucracy I've encountered around the coast, but certainly not the slowest. If you can't handle the cold, you should not be in Ascania. We're not gonna be mean to her. That's a powerful spell you're using to speak my language. It is. But don't worry, I'm not a great wizard. It is skin picture. Oh, right. What do you call it here? You have a specific term for it. Some words do not appear to translate properly. She taps her lips and looks at you. No thank you, look embarrassed. What? No, it's on the tip of my tongue. I paid a lot for it in Hayashi. Fun fact, the inking was actually performed by a mummified frog woman. An Anura. They're Anthesepalian people. Beasts of yore. That sounds interesting. Sure does. Took 2 weeks before anything I ate didn't taste like corpse dust. But it was worth it. What do you know about the tea shop? Maybe she knows something. She looks to her right. It is not in great condition. Are you sure? Yes. Anyway, I do not know much as to why it became this way. I arrived in the afternoon on the day it happened, you see. Do you have a proof of that? Yes. Oh, what kind of proof? Speak with the goblins, they know. Or better yet, bring one of them to me. Good. I do not want to be implicated in some strange crime. Not after that time I was jailed in Joyful Frog's Leap. Jesus Christ. That's a strange way to say the name of a big island poured in Hayashi waters. In cat speech, it's supposed to be Salto del Sapo Alegre, which is one of the most famous port cities, nested on an island right off the Hayashi mainland, ruled by a ruthless pirate clan primarily composed of catfolk. Glance at her statue. So that elemental can't cast Fireball then. She makes a strange, playful oohing sound. No, warrior. He can do much harm, but no fire. I could probably take him. I don't want to do that. No. Not even a little fire? Not even that. Oh. Have you heard anything about it? Just that it exploded. This is about the tea shop, obviously. But people tend to not want to speak about it much, from what I've noticed. Almost like it's none of their concern. I just got why we asked about the fire for the gargoyle. It was just to make sure that he wasn't responsible for the tea shop destruction. Okay, so I was like, why are we asking about that? Are we just stupid? But actually, it makes sense to ask. Fair enough. Almost like it's none of their concern. Or all of their concern. What's it like back in your homeland? Her eyes look down. My home is not in great shape, I'm afraid. There's strong inequality among planes touched. Great warlords rage across the borders to tell Feltire. The gem princes hold monopolies at every port. The deep cities remain in a... She stops herself from ranting. The halfling holds deep, troublesome feelings about leaving her home behind in such state. Well, there is a lot of stuff happening there. Warlords, princes, monopolies, and whatever is happening in the deep cities. It's a wonderful place with wonderful folk. But I wish it would be more like this place, sometimes. Ascan is full of conflicts as well. It's the wild band after all. True, but just like post-war Diminor, as in Reeds, there is a great order being established. One even trumping the esoteric forces at work around the coast. I hope it spreads further. Well, that's all I wanted to ask here about that kind of topic. What are you voting in? I heard there was an election ongoing. I'm lucky to have arrived at such an exciting time. So, what are you voting? I only just arrived, warrior. Now I have visited Norvig a few times before, but I do not believe that constitutes for me receiving voting rights, does it? But what if you did? What would you vote then? I would vote for the Asgalists, I think. I admire the spirit of cooperation I've seen between human and dwarf. Sometimes I wish more people in my homeland shared the same values. You should vote for me, I'll be your God King wizard. Your comment causes her to almost keel over laughing. You keep aligning yourself as an arcanist, I guess. You are truly a wonderful storyteller, aren't you, warrior? You could go on tour. She's not ready for the truth. None of them are. One day, they will all see. They will all witness my glory! Anyway, I really like that helmet up there. Why is it hanging on your statue, friend? Oh, that's just a warning. That adventurer who tried to steal from you left it behind. You can buy it if you want, if you dare. Well, tell me about yourself. You want a deep dive? Real deep. Well, where to even begin? I've had many experiences in my travels. If it might lead you to purchase one of my items, then I will share. We did kind of purchase one already. How difficult is it to turn a profit with a business like this? Surprisingly, not very. I purchase where goods are cheap and sell them in places where they are less so. It works surprisingly well, as soon as I figured out the cheat. Linin glared at her. Tell me more. My little secret is... listening. Oh. I make sure to keep an ear out among travelers, merchants, sailors especially. They talk a lot when they get drunk. I met an Askani native once in a port in Vurgeni. I think it was Listan. What is that? Small port city in Eastern Vurgeni, known for its terrible wine production and infestation of talking cockroaches. Screaming cockroaches! On one hand, this is terrible. On second hand, at least you know that they are here. They're there, right? You can like, oh, okay, we have cockroaches here. And don't be like surprised by their presence. I don't know what's worse, to be honest. Over the course of an evening, I showed him the 10 magic items, and I priced each at an exorbitant level. Way more than I would ever dream of selling them for, since I'd gotten them for very little. He reacted like I was insane to each of them, except for when I showed him a minor alchemy jug that could only produce cow's milk. And all of a sudden he thought it was a great deal. I've made a fortune in my last few trips to Norvig through a dozen of those jugs alone. And do you come to Norvig often? In the last year a few times. It's been a very profitable route for me, but I will be going further soon since, well, I've yet to get my circumnavigation blessing. What is that? Any individual who completes a full turn around the coast is rewarded with an esoteric boon suspected to be from Yor himself. This usually grants the user the ability to cast the cantrip Prestidigitation at will. That's great! Because it's very convenient. This is one of the most convenient cantrips ever. Apparently difficult to master, which is not true in the D&D. You can just get it immediately, I think, as a cantrip. Well, of course, for certain classes. It can do pretty much anything, from heating tea or cleaning clothes to creating minor sensory effects or temporary objects. It's extremely versatile, and talented user is able to wield it into even greater forms of usefulness. True, it has its limitations as well. It's not like it's a create anything at any time spell, but it is a very, very useful spell, very useful cantrip to have. Is it really worth the trouble? Possibly not. She holds out her hand and creates a sparkling blue mist to appear above it. I already know Prestidigitation, of course, so it's entirely for the fun of it. A personal achievement, if you will. So we'll see when I get around to it. But I've heard how difficult it can be to pass in these days, so I'll be looking forward to the challenge. I've never ever been to Western Divinitorum either. Exciting. How do you travel? On Gargoyle? By ship, almost exclusively. Sometimes I serve as a boat mage, joining vessels with much broader shipments than my little trinkets. But I've traveled a lot with unaligned sailors as well. It's usually a bit more fun that way, albeit more dangerous also. One time I joined a crew of Mo pirates. I swear I was this close to being a dinner sacrifice to the Nalfeshni in charge. But when I used a powerful wind transmutation to save the ship from sinking in a rough storm, all of a sudden I was the guest of honor. Wouldn't do it again though. Demons make for the worst pirates. All chaos and no fun. What's your view on the Clanlands? Yeah, that's the thing that we were probably most curious about, right? It is a difficult situation apparently, if I'm not mistaking the matter. My view? She looks around her shoulder. Off the record? Off the record. In that case, I'm entirely sympathetic. The Fordnip Commonwealth has been broken in half. thousands subjugated into a hostile foreign invading nation. My people fought for their independence for decades. What I see here is a repeat of Kargameshan history played out right now upon the Golden Line. We stand by our Askani cousins. Huh. I too support clanland independence. Our halfling neighbors must be helped. Actually, I'm gonna say that. Good to hear, warrior. Good to hear. That's all for now. Thank you, merchant. Okay, so that's great to know that if we somehow get more money, we would be able to get a new helmet, for example, here. That's great. Now, I think we've already talked with this one, right? No, yeah, we did talk with this particular pillar. I wonder if we should get Snell. If that's something that probably should happen. However, since he's nowhere in sight, we can keep talking and trying to get as much information as possible from all kinds of people. Oh, there's our friend lawyer right there. I think that's him. But first of all, let's check what we can talk about with this person in the kiosk. It's Arn, kiosk kid. DC 25 dexterity check, but there are more information. But this is dexterity, so we're not gonna get much. Well, at least we're gonna get 5. So that's human, Arfolk. He's working his ass off, getting that bread. He must be doing the optional weekend school. Okay. At least he's like, you know, trying really hard. Well, we can... Oh, there's a lot of stuff here. I wonder if there's... Yeah, there is charisma here. News in Norvik. Modern man, a guide. To tame a dame. Jesus. Hex Weekly. Well, the strength is not really that necessary, but I'm not gonna steal anything from the kid. However, I just remembered a few things. First of all, we've received something, right? We've received a spell. Is it already added to... Yeah. We don't have it prepared. We'll have to do that. But I think we might have to lose one spell. Or maybe not. I don't remember. However, there's also a question tree that got highlighted. I think it's this one, right? Yeah. We can take root regarding democratization. Let's see. Let's see what we will become. Hey, you've been doing great work out there. About the tea shop. Oh yeah, that's going on too. But no, we're talking about the election now, buddy. Just like you've been doing quite a lot of lately. You know what that makes you? A herald. A democratic herald. Doesn't that sound nice? Yeah, but we kinda wanna rule at the same time, right? What exactly does that mean? Someone who spreads the word, someone who gets people engaged with the democratic process. Look, this is what the new world is all about. People talking to each other, sharing ideas, debating, listening. Every conversation is a little spark of democracy, igniting. And you're fanning those flames. So here's the thing. All that talking, it's energizing. When you engage with people about what matters, when you get them thinking, discussing, caring, it fills you up. Makes you feel alive. Wait, I don't get any other choices? Yeah, that's a good question. Great question. In this case, you're just way too aware of the fact that you have absolutely no chance of ever subverting, changing, affecting this particular democratic process. And you obviously can stop yourself from spreading the word, no matter what that word is. So here's the thing. All that talking, it's energizing. Okay, it fills you up. Okay. Tell me more about the Democratic Herald. Every time you ask someone what they are voting for, you feel a surge of vitality. It's the excitement of democracy in action. You regain 1d4 hit points each time you ask someone what they are voting in the election. So here's the thing. Okay, I'm gonna accept it. It's a good feat. That's the spirit. Welcome to the new world, Herald. Good talk. Yeah, it's a good feat, I feel like, right? We're gonna have like extra HP. I mean, not max HP, but like we're gonna be able to regain XP just by talking with someone about politics. And so suddenly we got so much XP that we are very, no, maybe not very close, but we are past the halfway to another level, to 4th level. At some point we're gonna go into the, I think maybe even very soon we're gonna revisit the undergrounds, right? That's gonna be exciting. Anyway, let's engage with the kiosk kid, with Arn. Hello there, sir! The kid behind the counter taps a pile of newspapers. You a postie? I don't know what a post is. A reader of the Norwegian Post. Oh. The biggest newspaper in the city, founded over 50 years ago, nationalist aligned. Anyone or anything that matters in Norvik will be written about in the Post. What the fuck did you just call me? I'm sorry, I have to select that. I'm sorry, Arn. What? Do you read that? I'm asking... You scared the poor boy. Ah, the Post. Yes, that is a good magazine. The kid looks distraught. Never mind. Welcome to Pillar Kiosk. How can I help you today, sir? He looks around. Do you wanna buy something? I have questions for you. Questions? About what? City questions. Okay. He looks down the road. Not too much traffic lately, so sure. If my boss shows up, you gotta buy something though. Well, I'm gonna haggle. Give me the news in Norvik then. Only paid 7. We haggled 2 crowns off. News in Norvik coming up. The second biggest newspaper in the city. Second biggest. Okay. Well, we cannot buy anything else, so that's it for the money that we had with ourselves. Looks like there's some juicy gossip in this one. Then can you just tell me the news? The boy stares at you. He's thinking how to explain this to you. So here's the thing. We sell newspapers here. If I just tell you the news, we won't get any money. Are you a partial owner in this business? No. This kid is making an enormous profit for his boss each day, probably. So only your boss loses on this exchange. I suppose. Let's fuck him together, you and me. Let's do that. We should be mean. We should be mean to your boss. Arn stares at your outstretched hand. He glances back and forth for a moment before a smile spreads on his face. Yeah, fuck him! Arn grabs your hand and shakes it. You manipulated this kid like he was a pile of wet clay. Good kid. Now about the news. Right, the kid grabs a copy of the Post and starts reading. Sad. Would have been more fun if he grabbed news in Norvik. That one's mostly rumors and sensationalist bullshit. It's great. Election week. 5 parties above exclusion limit. Polling shows the National is ahead at 40%. The Free Striders and Asgalis being behind at 20 each. The Arcanists and Agrarians are holding out just above the limit at around 5% each. I don't know what I'm doing with this accent, by the way. I'm so sorry for everyone listening right now. These polls are mainly done in rich areas, you know, the human areas. Can't always trust the polls. A missing paladin, interesting. The party of Norvik still won't comment on the missing paladin. This Gorm Skaldeman fellow's been gone for months at this point, but here's the drama. Wait, before you tell me the drama. Skaldeman, the first noble house in to be raised by Urf after the founding of Norvik, famously formed during a party where Johilda the Bard, with the silver voice, performed for Urf, and he enjoyed it so much that he immediately named her nobility and gave her a piece of the city to watch over. Her descendants became loyal servants to this day. Isn't that fun to have this kind of like power to just randomly decide that this Bard is gonna be a noble now? He was last spotted heading down into the city below. Maybe he's stuck fighting undead or something. Or maybe he's dead, you know, after having fought some undead, or whatever. Perfect place for Paladin, to be honest. Kind of, yeah. He stares at the bottom of the page. Apparently, the party of Norvik is going to hold the election without him on the official list of members. The Lord Patriarch Akesam cannot be reached for a comment, it says. Oh, so Food Lord Trollmort will now head the list, and Coin Lord Darrow will be number 2. I wonder how that will go. Food Lord. The magistrate handling agriculture, fishing, city stockpiles, rural communities, poor laws, food safety standards, and organizing festivals. Currently held by Erkaval Trollmort in the Dvargby district. A house founded by Nope, kind of like Nope, a peasant who slaughtered several trolls alongside Urf during the conquest. He was granted a high position in the city due to his bravery. Too bad for Lord Gorm. Unless he's found before the actual election day, of course. Lord Gorm is the last anointed paladin of Earth. Okay, so that's the one that got missing months ago. Good to know, good to know. Many believes he has abandoned his post. If you're heading down into the city below, you should look for him. Yes, I should. I will find this legendary paladin. Nice! Anyway, he mutters and turns the page. Asgalist rallies held all over the city. There's an op-ed about how the chant is being printed illegally and needs to be stopped. If anyone knows the location of the printers used in producing the chant, please inform your nearest Free Strider office immediately. They can't do that. It's illegal to print things without license. You don't sell the chant here, do you? No, sir. No illegal papers here. He turns the page. The Agrarian Party has lost almost the entire working class vote. Over half the city guilds are giving official support to the Green cause. The other half is bought by the Free Striders. The workers vote in their own interest. How surprising. A shame. Good, they were useless. The workers vote in their own interest. How surprising. Yeah, the Agrarian Party seems to be out of the race, more or less. Along with the Arcane Circle and the Conservational Lobby. Arcane Circle is a tiny political party seeking a return to Arcanist rule and magocracy. They are treated as a joke, mostly, but there are a handful of wizards and noblemen who supports it. Okay. The Arcane Circle, a small political party in Norvik. Wait. So Charisma has a different opinion than Intelligence, I guess. In the latest poll, they had 0.5% of the votes. It's run by Rubrik Prax and his apprentices at his infamous rotating tower in Ustragard. One of 3 unofficial districts in Norvik. Basically anything on the inland side of the river that's not part of the North Wall. Mostly domestic district filled with both cheap, tightly stacked housing and a handful of mansion and towers. So now is a 3-way tie from what I can see. The latest poll shows 36% to the party of Norvik, 20% to the Revolutionary Free Striders party, 24% to the Asgal Workers party. Okay. The Nationalists are in the lead, the Free Striders will catch up. No wonder the Arcane Circle failed. They should have had me as their leader. Then they would win easily. Yeah, definitely. The kid starts flipping the rest of the pages. You find yourself advocating for Arcanist ideas. I need to stop myself at some point, I think. Maybe it's too late at this moment. Right, that's it, I guess. But, interesting. What? No, I just realized there's no mention of the tea shop yet. Guess they're keeping it out of the news cycle. Who is? The city, I'd guess. That's all the news. You want more info, you gotta buy one. Okay, well, he already gave me a lot of information anyway. If I have some money, I'm gonna come back and buy something from him. We already did buy one thing from him, so already good. Do you know a Frank, son of Frank? No, not really. He's lying. Just look at his eyes move around like that. The kid likes money. Give him some and he'll sing. No. We have charisma so high that we're gonna just convince him to tell you through the power of social manipulation. +7. Finally, it comes into fruition. My master plan of having the charisma so freaking high up that no one's gonna be able to stop me. And even the bad rolls are not gonna be enough. The power of manipulation flows through you. It's an esoteric effect, really. Because you know exactly what to tell this young lad. If there's anything else you remember, the city needs to know, kid. Glare at him. Okay, maybe. Oh, there was one more thing. He's dragging this out, asshole. I saw some dude with a big yellow backpack. That was earlier in the morning, but he stood out like a sore thumb. Plus he bought a Free Strider magazine. What did he look like? I don't know. Curly black hair, short beard. Stare at him. The kid thinks about it. The fellow wasn't Earthfolk. Fancy clothes, covered in dirt. I guess would be a Resian merchant. Felt like he was trying to hold a low profile. Did you get his name? I asked since he was so out of place. But he gave me a fake name and a thumbs up. The kid shakes his head. Ridiculous. Ask him what was the fake name. Oh shit. The Star Witness updated. Frank, son of Frank. Guy was, fucking with me. Interesting. Did you see where he went? Yeah, down. Said he had an important meeting below, whatever that means. And a Free Strider magazine that he had. Yeah, one of those open up the port scenes. Bunch of well crap. The kid thinks about it. The fellow wasn't Earthfolk. Okay, we kinda like got that already. We know the fake name. I'm gonna ask just for the sake of it. Frank, son of Frank. Did you see where he went? Okay. Wanna go back to this question. Yeah. Did he try to sell you anything? No. He was very polite, but didn't stay long. Felt like he was trying to hold a low profile. Oh, it kind of like repeats a lot of the information again and again. And we get the Star Witness updated every single time we learn about Frank, son of Frank. Thank you for the information, citizen. And again, the update. Jesus Christ. This quest got just updated for like weeks. What do you know about the tea shop? Except that it exploded. That part's pretty obvious, so yes. I was here, you know, saw it with my own 2 eyes. Look over your shoulder towards the tea shop across the street. I heard it too. Definitely heard it. Walk me through it. Okay, I set up the kiosk at dawn, but by noon the morning rush had calmed down. I remember the bike rack was full. Waterline walkers mostly commute on the new bridge and flotilla, but the halfway bridge does see a fair share of bikers every day and night. But by noon it was pretty dead. Which is great, less work for me. Also no dead in the streets. That too, sure. I hid in the back, thought it was a, you know, attack. He's implying political motivation. How loud was it? Super loud. And shaky too, I almost fell over. What about the fire? I felt the heat even all the way over here. It was like The kid gestures a large sphere for you. Really weird fire. Then he mutters, shrinking the size of his imagined sphere. Weird. Gone in an instant. Weird fire. Yeah, it was like, look, it's gonna sound really weird. Just say it, kid. It was blue. Blue fire indicates extreme temperatures. Only for a split second. When I looked again, the whole building was on fire. But it was normal-looking fire. So I might have just imagined it. Did the fire speak to you? He stares at you. Like a conversation. Yeah, like right now. No, I don't know. I don't know what that would be like. Did you see anyone suspicious? Not really. Just the normal types. A goblin was arguing with a human by the temple. Just some mild shouting about some business thing. Otherwise, pretty dead around noon here usually. Anything else you noticed? Yeah, sure, I did see Mr. Drummer. He's the owner of the tea shop. Former tea shop. Usually the tea shop opens in the afternoon on work days, so it's not weird to see him walking about all day. Chatty fellow. Buys a lot of newspapers. Where was he going? Don't know. Saw him leaving the tea shop right before noon. Right before noon? Yeah. Right before the massive explosion occurred. The kid clicks his tongue. When you put it like that... Look, I don't know where Mr. Drummer is or where he went. You just saw him rushing down the stairs, guessing he headed for water lane like everyone does. Did anyone else enter or leave the tea shop? No, just Mr. Drummer, he says, confidence in his voice. It was a boring day, so I pretty much just people watched all morning. Mr. Drummer was the only one I saw leaving the tea shop all day. Well, until the explosion. Did you see him enter? He stops and thinks. Actually no. I never saw him enter that morning, so I guess he must have slept there. Or entered before dawn. And no one else entered all morning. Not at all. Usually not too many people there in the morning. Or forenoon, really. Forenoon, that's a good word. I like that. People should say that more often. Feel very Norwegian. Yeah. I saw it in that Asgard newspaper once. They like using dwarfish word like that. Though my brothers doesn't want me reading those copper papers. Copper papers? A newspaper printed on the magical copper sheet. The quality suffers in this production, but its popularity has skyrocketed with the indie papers around the cost. Still pretty expensive, but nowhere near proper arcane era pressing machines. Okay. If it teaches you fancy word like that, then it's probably good to avoid it. No. Yeah, keep reading Asgard content, kid. Don't listen to your brother. He's probably a fascist. The kid nods along. Anyway, about the tea shop owner. Yeah? Did Drummer act strange when he left? Oh, I pressed a different thing. I'm so sorry about it. Keep reading content. Sure. Anyway. Did Drummer act strange when he left? Just in a hurry, maybe? Saw him shuffle towards the stairs to Circle Square, probably heading down to Water Lane. Why Water Lane? It's the only place to go? Either that or the Goblin Garden or the city below. I don't think Mr. Drummer is a city below type of bird. Are you sure you saw him? Absolutely, no doubt. He trails off, muttering to himself. He went downstairs to Pillar Crossing. That's all I saw. He's trying his best to remember. I've been going over it in my head. Pretty shocking stuff. He's just a kid. Shouldn't have to deal with such terrible things. What can you tell me about the owner of the tea shop? Mr. Drummer's a customer. Seems nice enough for a bird folk. A passively racist comment. Yeah, I actually noticed that. I've heard he hangs out as Sphinx a lot, and that he's got connections with all sorts of folks. All sorts of folk? Politically. Asgals use the tea shop a lot. I've got some buddies involved in that scene. That's all about the tea shop. Alright. About the owner of this kiosk, yeah. Oh, my boss, Thalasos. He's a pretty nice merman. What do you want to know? Your boss is a merman? Yeah. He's in the river a lot. Likes fishing. What does he do around here? He stocks the stall, usually really early in the morning. Beyond that, I think he just does other stuff. He owns a bunch of properties around the city, so he's usually pretty busy. Can I speak with him? I guess? He's not very talkative, but he usually fishes behind the kiosk in the afternoons. That's his only break from work, I think. But don't tell him I told you. What does he pay you? I get about 5 crowns an hour. That's a really good salary for someone my age. I don't know, honestly, if that's a good salary. I'm gonna say it is a decent salary. Good work, kid. Thanks! My brother taught me to negotiate. As long as you feel like you're selling your labor at a fair price, just remember to stay vigilant. Yeah, that's a good answer to say. Sure. I don't really know what it means, but yeah, absolutely. He's trying to avoid the subject to not cause you to become more aggressive. Jesus Christ, he's really afraid of us. I've got some other things I want to ask. Or do I? I don't think I do. Thanks, kid, citizen. Hold on. Oh, interesting. He has something to add to all of that. Yes. Never mind. That's very suspicious. Don't do that to people. Okay, bye. I'm not gonna like... I am wondering, and I'm really curious, what he wanted to say. Can we go back to him? Hey, it's you again. Buying something? No, he... Shit, he clearly wanted to say something more, but he got scared, maybe. That's very sad. I wonder what was that thing that he wanted to mention here. Maybe as we visit him again in future, he will be able to tell us something more about stuff. I would really like that. Anyway, my friends, thank you for watching up until now. I really appreciate you staying and watching, and if you did, consider subscribing to the channel. That would help me out a lot. It would help me loudly a lot. Definitely. Anyway, thank you. We're gonna see, actually, not really see, but hear each other in the next episode very soon. Take care and have a great day. Bye.